What is going on? Why does the music not do the thing? There we go. There we go. There we go. I am perfectly good here. Okay. Thank you. All right, let's go. All right. We're just gonna start with this, I guess. Controls, toggle crouch, move the microphone. Okay. Don't worry about it. We're good. We're good. We're back. We're back. Okay. Happy birthday, PVZ, I guess. Happy 16th birthday. Very, very nice. Very nice. We love Plants vs. Zombies. I was thinking about releasing an update for PVZR today, just because, like, PVZ's birthday and all, but it's not ready yet. So, yeah, just gonna leave that on the cutting room floor a little bit. Just fine. Been working a lot on World 2. Well, not a lot. I've been working on other stuff, but on the PVZR front, I've been working a lot on World 2. Next update already has 11 plants, and I don't really think I'm gonna add any more than that, especially since they're like sandbox plants. I don't really think I need to add more than just a couple sandbox plants. It's fine. I say a couple, like 11 is not a lot. Couple balance changes. Nothing, I don't think there's any balance changes regarding the front lawn plants. Though, one plant did get a graphical update. I forget which one it is. But a plant did get a graphical update. I could actually just check right now, but I don't feel like it. Oh yeah, we discovered this. Yep, and there's plenty of tuff here. So I do not need to go over there yet. At this point, iron is more useful, like raw iron is more useful as a building block. What song is this? Is this Caravan Cruise? Yeah. Okay. I like the pizzicato in this one. Oh, and the passion is really fun. other kids. Okay. Yeah. A lot of this stream is just gonna be mining tuff because we're very close to being done with the Colosseum. At least like the main part, I'd say. You know, when I eventually have to do like the redstone for the Colosseum, I'm gonna have no idea what I'm doing. Ah, I see. Do that real quick. I don't know why I have my axe out. There we go. I'm not doing that. Ah, here we are. Yeah, we're kind of just cruising through, I guess. Not much interesting happened over the weekend, so... I mean, it was Star Wars Day, but, not many people even do Star Wars Day anymore, thanks Disney, but, yeah, Earlier today, for no reason in particular, I just came up with like the concept for an entire Reflourished world, and I don't know why. I don't even play Reflourished, but I just had the idea for it, and you know, if I was good at PvZ2 modding, I would just make it and then send it to the Reflourished devs and be like, here you go for free. Best of all is it has planter in it, because why not? This would be one of my favorite gold climbs. That's just as long as if this sitar wasn't so sitar, you know. I'm probably gonna go change it eventually, but yeah. It's a box full of tuff. This is all deep slate, right? I guess put cobble in there as well, why not? It's tough. It's tough. I think we're full on tough now. So I will grab these and we can go. I mean, a vein of 4 is pretty good, especially with a fortune pickaxe. Alright, now how do I get out of here? God dang it, I got tricked by the diorite into thinking that was like natural light. How deep are we? 28, huh? Okay, we should probably head up a bit before doing anything. Oh. Go, I guess. I'll take the 51 coal. Definitely raining. Where's the Coliseum? The Coliseum. Go. And so can you in. I guess I'll take a view of the moon. Stone. Slate. No, this one does not have a church, but it's. Oh. Hey, Dogmaster, what's up? I'm going pretty alright, pretty alright. Happy PVZ anniversary, I guess. Yeah. I might have another PVZR update before June, but it's debatable. I might get really busy soon, so we'll see. But my voice is quiet? Is my microphone not close or something? So I need to finish that game. Yeah. Something up with my microphone? Is that good? There we go. Anyway. Turned up the volume on my microphone a little bit, but anyway, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I kind of really want to add the Almanac just because it's where you get a lot of coins, and the economy is very much balanced around you getting a lot of coins from the Almanac. But, since that's not a thing, you're gonna be short on money. Realistically, you should have the 7th seed slot, like, by the time you start World 2, almost. Like, maybe a little bit after, but realistically, you should probably have the 7th seed slot going in the World 2. Even if I have balanced the levels around you not having it, but, yeah. So, sorry about that in advance. If you end up struggling because you are short on money, then, that is why. But yeah, a lot of fun stuff is getting added soon. I was working on something today, and I nerfed the level I was working on because it was probably too hard. But yeah, Linux compatibility. I mean, I could probably do a Linux version as well. I don't think it would be too bad. It's just, not super in demand right now, so the only reason I'm not doing it is because it requires me to do both at the same time. And I mean, it's not that bad. It's not that, I might just do it, actually. I might just do it, but I think for now I'm gonna keep Windows only. But I think when we get Alpha.1, we'll go with a Linux version as well. But the minor updates will probably only be Windows until either the fan game is in a better spot, or the thing explodes in popularity and people are demanding for it, which I don't expect. But yeah, me realizing I have to recode literally every single projectile in the game for a third time because I'm completely changing how zombies work again because of a new addition. So that's cool. I'm putting that off, honestly. I just don't want to have to redo every projectile again. Luckily this time though, I think zombies should be more future-proofed. I'm gonna go through and deliberately future-proof everything. Will I publish it if it gets popular? I mean, technically you can already just play it. You would just need to get onto the Discord and do the Google Drive link. It's literally public. So, if you want to actually, like, play it, yeah, there you go. I mean, like, Steam can't do that. It's against EA terms of service. They allow you to do fan games, but should you do it on a platform like that, you will get in trouble. So I can't do that in order to avoid legal trouble. However, if you have Steam, then you should probably be able to just download it. Yeah, even if it's free, I'm pretty sure you can't do that. Actually, I think it's actually not against EA terms of service to do that. I think it's against Steam terms of service to do fan games on Steam. I think that's a Steam thing and not an EA thing. The EA thing is more so you aren't allowed to make money on it. And it's also not allowed to directly compete with anything they make. Which is why the PvZ3 fan game got cancelled before it even got off the ground. Because EA got mad that people were going to make a better game than the one they hadn't even come out with yet. So, yeah. Basically, in order to avoid the project getting shut down, it kind of has to remain distributed the way it is currently. But I don't imagine it'll be a problem, because, I mean, it's not like it's hard to find and access, right? Also, I will make an eventual, I will make an eventual, like, trailer for it on YouTube. And then link the Discord from there, and then from that, we'll see. But, that is the eventual plan. But the trailer will be made when the beta is out, and we're out of alpha. Which will be, like, next year. But, well, who knows when it will be next year. Realistically, though, calling it an alpha is just an excuse for me to not animate anything, because, man, do I hate sprite work. Yeah. But, yeah, no. I think one thing, though, is that when it gets more popular, is balance changes are going to be probably the biggest sort of controversy with the game, because I already know a lot of people are not going to be happy with a couple of things in the game, but I mean, I think some people will get mad at 225 Sun Repeater. I think a lot of people will be a little upset with 200 Sun Cherry Bomb. I think 200 Sun Snow Pea will be completely considered fine, and Bloomerang will probably be considered fine because of its special quirks that it has that did not have in PvZ2, but yeah, like a lot of balancing things. PvZ fans can be very well, sometimes they don't read. Most of the time they don't read, actually. So if they don't read, you can't expect them to follow game design principles either. You can't read? Yeah. Well, it's not that PvZ fans can't read, it's that they don't read, you know? Can't read, just guess. Yeah. I think, though, I have to add the Almanac before beta. I'm gonna do the Almanac before World 4, I think, is really where I'm going to push myself to do it, because one thing about the Almanac is that it tells you what the heck the plants do, and World 4 is really where a lot of the more original plants and a lot of the more complicated plants come in. So, you know, not leaving you completely in the dark for that would be nice. But, I know I've asked you this before, but I'm very curious if you have any plants you would like to see in the game. Still no on plants? How about zombies? How about zombies? Or are you very much just a go with the flow kind of guy here? Yeah, you're definitely more of a go with the flow. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Really, the reason I ask is because I kind of need a direction on what plants I need to be working on at certain points, so it just that much about the series. Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. I mean, I was more so thinking of just plants that aren't in there yet. Like, you could even say something like Tangle Kelp, which I have to do Tangle Kelp anyway. So, I actually need to do Tangle Kelp relatively soon, even though I'll spoil it, there's no water in the first 3 worlds. I need to do Tangle Kelp anyway because they are on the first page of the seed bank, so it just annoys me that they're not there. That's the entire reason I did Spike Reed. Just because they were on page 1 and I was like, fine, I'll do them. I got to recode all the plants again, too, aren't I? Because... that's a spoiler. Shoot. Well, never mind. But, whatever. It's hard to talk about the thing without going into spoilers, but, yeah. One thing I do think that some people might be a little bit miffed by is the zombie selection in World 1. Because it's not, like, anything too crazy. I'd say that it's even less threatening than Ancient Egypt, at least the first half. Not spoiling anything in the second half, because the second half of World 1 has a couple of zombies that are really annoying if you don't know how to deal with them, but the first half, it's just, like, the biggest threat is the football zombie. And you can just chomper that. So, yeah. I'm probably also skewed in perspective, because, I focus a lot on the thing. So, need to finish the game? Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying not to spoil anything, because I know you haven't finished it yet. Need to lock... I know you've beaten the first half, though, which is why I can talk about the zombies and plants in the first half. I do think one thing I really need to add before going into, like, beta would be the dialogue that plays before certain levels. Because, 124, if you don't know how chili pepper works and you don't know how shadow flower works, and you don't know how infinite works, that level can be a little bit mean. Because it's all plants. The entire gimmick was all variations of plants you've already used, but it's like... If you aren't quick on the draw there, you kind of just get destroyed. And that level is also kind of a little bit brutal with its pacing. If you don't know chili pepper can kill trash can zombies and newspaper zombies, you're gonna have a much harder time with that level than if you did know. So... yeah. That one is, honestly, I'd consider 124 like the first skill check in the game, really. It's like, I guess 123 as well, but like, if you aren't good at the game, you're gonna have some trouble. Yeah. I just like talking about a lot of the things in depth. Uh, 1-9, which is the conveyor belt level that gives Bloomerang for the first time, before you get to use it in 1-10, is actually, funny enough, based on the PvZ2 trope of the conveyor and then giving you the plant to use before you unlock it. That whole thing is based on that trope there. So, it also helps because it gets you to use Bloomerang in a safe environment, almost, and then you get the first level where you don't have every plant at your disposal, so you have to choose which plant to leave behind, and Bloomerang's forced, so it's like, yeah, I don't know. I think it does its job. I also think the billboard zombies, despite being the buggiest zombies, are also probably the biggest sleeper threat in the entire world. Because, especially since I made them resistant to cherry bombs and potato mines, they are a massive threat if you don't have good piercing. Which you don't. Like, Bloomerang is one of your best piercers. And, like, Bloomerang's decent, but it's not taking out a horde of those guys. It's really not. Did I finish with the amethyst? No, but I decided to take a little bit of a break from it because I'm almost done with it, and I was getting kind of bored, so since I still need to work on this as well, I just decided to do this for the time being. It's not like it's completely just starting a different project. It's just a different part of the same project. So it's not procrastinating, it's just well, it is procrastinating, but it's procrastinating by doing something else that you also need to do. So it all works out. But yeah. Oh yeah, it's probably been a while since you've played Dogmaster, but what do you think of the disguised zombie? Diverting resources, true. But what do you think of the disguised zombie? Because I'm pretty sure you got that far. I know at the very least you've fought Rickheads. What his gimmick was. So I mean, I guess it's not really a spoiler, but the thing with the disguised zombie is that the plant you got was Bonk Choy. So the disguised zombie's gimmick is that the second they take damage, basically, they start running at you super fast. And since they're an early game zombie, it kind of disincentivizes the use of early game attackers and pushes you more toward melee plants. Because if you have walls set up, they're very much a non-threat. So basically, if you use like a pea shooter or something to try and take them down, you're gonna be dealing with a very fast zombie. Newspaper is a much tankier zombie compared to them as well. So also Newspaper's increased eating speed and disguised zombie does not. So that's cool. Yeah. Just use Snowpea. Yeah, disguised zombie is not meant to be a big threat. They are very much an early game zombie. And Snowpea is very, very good in the first world, which is why, that's specifically why Trash Can Zombie is in the world, by the way, is to counter solely Snowpea. Because Trash Can gets obliterated by Repeater's damage and Bloomerang's Pierce, so it's like, they are just there to counter Snowpea. Snowpea is unironically one of the best plants in like the entire game. It's so stupid broken. And I literally cannot nerf it anymore. I mean, I guess I could up its recharge to 20 seconds, but like, I don't know. If I did that, then I'd have to increase all the slow plants recharge to 20 seconds, and then that is a couple of snowball effects I don't really want to deal with. So Snowpea is going to remain unbalanced for the time being. And by unbalanced, I mean I tried, okay? I really did. It probably didn't help that Snowpea is debatably, like, my favorite plant out of the base 9. So, like, I just kind of had a bias towards it, too. I do think Snowpea kind of falls off in regards to, like, later worlds. It's still not bad. It's still really good. It's just like, I think World 1 specifically is kind of Snowpea's domain. Because the zombies in World 1 really do not like chill. Though there are 2 exceptions. Well, 5 exceptions, but 2 big ones. I don't know. Oh, by the way, I completely forgot what the intended solution was on the last stands. So, good luck with those. The only one I know the intended solution on, aside from the first one, is the last one. The 2 in the middle, I completely forgot the solutions. So, good luck with those when you get to them. Because, I know last stands aren't particularly fun. They get better later just because of like other things I get to add into the levels that make them more engaging, but the early ones are kind of blah, and I apologize for that a little bit. Oh, that's right. Pole Vaulter was the zombie that I updated all the sprites for, but that's in the newest update, so it hasn't come out yet. Gotta get to bed. Yeah. Well, have a good night, Dogmaster, and see you next time. Thanks for stopping by, and yeah. PVZR really is just my passion project right now. Bro, can I not? Please? Please? Thank you. I've seen a couple other PvZ fan games kind of spring up as I've been doing research, and I've been a little worried that like some of them are going to be too similar, but they really aren't, which is good for me. I don't think any of them are really on the scale that PVZR is going to be on. Like, already PVZR is pretty large scale, just in the amount of plants it has, even if they aren't all finished. What's already there is quite a lot. But we'll see what other stuff gets added as the game gets updated. I already have literally everything planned out, or at least most things planned out. There's a couple exceptions, but I'm sure it won't be a big deal. You know, with all the worlds I have planned for QZR and how big each of them are, I kind of get why they stopped updating PvZ2 in the way that they did. Because after a certain point, it kind of just... It kind of just gets to be like... You kind of have to fit things in a certain box. I mean, you can see it with... Sometimes they just had no idea what to add to a world. Like, Lost City Part 2 had both a raw zombie clone. Granted, that was better than raw zombie, but it's on a high bar. And then also had a swashbuckler clone. With its only unique zombie being, what was it, Importer? I mean, you did get 4 zombies in part 1, but, I felt like they kind of used all their ideas. They just didn't know what to do for part 2. You know, something I realized, though, going through the original Plants vs. Zombies, is that despite how slow-paced it feels for, like, the first world, it really feels like it opens up after World 3, is when the second half of World 3 is, like, where it truly gets to shine. Hold on, can I get water? Yeah. So, despite it feeling like the second half of World 3 is where it really gets to shine, and then a lot of World 4 doesn't really hit that same highs, but, I actually do think the problem with World 4 is just that the levels aren't long enough. I actually do think if they just threw in, like, 1 or 2 4-flag levels, World 4 would be a much better world. But they just didn't. So, whatever, I guess. But, yeah. I do wholeheartedly believe that World 4 should have had longer level. Like, even just 1, even just 4-9 being, like, 3 flags. Because there's no level in World 4, aside from 4-10, that has, like, more than 2 World 4 zombies in it. And that just feels like a wasted opportunity. Digger zombie shows up 3 times in the entire campaign. I think Digger probably should have been in 4-9 and then make it like a 3-flag level. Throw Buckethead. I think Buckethead might be in there, but I don't know. It's been a long time since I've played some of the levels in base PvZ1, so. But like Buckethead would be a good addition, and then maybe there's no Zomboni in 4, which I can understand, but like Snorkel, throw in Snorkel there too or something. There's no screen door in World 4. Could have done screen door in what is that? 4-. 4-9. They've done that. And yeah, just like, oh, I'm just gonna use Fume Shroom there. But like, with Balloon Zombie and Digger there, it makes the dynamics so much more interesting. I don't know. I get PvZ is like a really easy game. Like, that's the point, almost. It was meant to be as casual as possible, because that's what PopCap used to be. But, I think there's a line between, like, casual and just boringly easy, almost. Not really boring, because PvZ 1, it never really gets boring. Actually, that was my biggest problem with Infinite, or not Infinite Fusion, but PvZ Fusion, is that it just, the levels never felt that interesting to me. Or at least the levels I had played. And I think the reason for that was that there was no, like, additional objectives to do, nor were you constantly unlocking plants like you were in the original. So, and there weren't really, like, interesting combinations of zombies that forced you to change up your strategy either, because, like, you didn't really get any attacking plants for a while. So you were just kind of using Cherry Shooter. And then, like, Cherry Gatling P, and then that's the level, really. And nothing could really contest that. I mean, I guess maybe Snorkel, but, like, I don't even remember Snorkel being... No, that's right, they got obliterated by walnuts. Maybe I should have just played on a higher difficulty or something, but, I don't know. I think the thing with difficulty in PvZ games should never be about zombie density. Well, it can be about zombie density, but difficulty should mostly be from execution and deck composition. Figuring out the solution to a level can often be, like, what makes a level difficult in PvZ 2. I actually think PvZ 2, or at least original PvZ 2, balances difficulty pretty well. I think it kind of fell apart around Dark Ages, but... like, you see Shield Zombie, so you can either try and out-damage it with something like Citron, or you can, just use piercers like Bloomerang or Laser. Granted, Bloomerang got completely outclassed by Laser, but, like, if they just nerfed Laser Beam or something, then it would have been fine. But alas, they don't really do nerfs, do they? It forced you to think about what was in the level and react accordingly. Like, Jetpack was just an early game zombie that was there to be an early game zombie, and I like base Jetpack. I don't care what people say. I think Jetpack Zombie is super well designed and extremely interesting, because it's just a zombie immune to potato mines that you can't really block with walls. It's just a more threatening Seagull zombie, honestly. And Seagull's already not bad as an early game special. The reason Seagull isn't, Seagull isn't particularly memorable is just because, Pirate Seas kind of lacks a main threat. Which is why I think it's by far the easiest world. Like, Wild West has Chicken Wranglers and Bulls to act as their, like, big threats, with Poncho and Prospectors, their big support units there. It makes the world come together very well, because you have like your Swarm, you have your Rushers, you have your Backliners. Piano is your Disruptor, and is also a Backliner. It's just a nice good support Backliner for the zombies. Well, I think I messed up here. But anyway. Thinking about like world composition is always really interesting because that's really what the zombies in PvZ2 had to do and how the worlds were designed. I really like that design philosophy of designing all the zombies around one another to make them a cohesive threat that like builds together in interesting ways. So I think Egypt is super underrated because the zombies there work together extremely well for the most part. Raw is kind of just happy to be there, but it gets a pass because it's funny, I guess. I don't know, but I guess Raw is like your early game zombie, but he's so unthreatening as an early game zombie that they don't serve any additional purpose outside of being an early game zombie that there's really not a point. But that's my opinion. I guess Raw Zombie introduces you to specials, but like, I don't know, man. Very boring special to introduce with. I think Camel does that job much better, almost. Even then, Camel isn't particularly strong special. It's really good as support for stuff like Explorers and Tomb Raisers, but I get why they made Raw Zombie, because there really isn't a good special to introduce the concept of specials with, other than Raw in Egypt. And Egypt is the first world, so, you know, you gotta introduce things. That's the point of the world. But, they really could just come up with something other than Raw, to be honest. They really should have come up with something. Maybe like Cleopatra, if they bothered to make that a real thing. Could have actually been a good introduction to specials. Like the ability to just... It's basically just dancing zombie, right? But the ability to do that would have been like a great way to introduce specials almost, because Cleopatra's not very threatening, but it's unique enough to where you still get it, you know? You get that it's not your standard zombie. You understand the point of the assignment. But they didn't do that. They did Raw Zombie instead. Honestly, Cleo would not really fix the problems with the Ancient Egypt zombie roster, but it would help. It would definitely help. Because it adds a better... It adds a Swarm class zombie to Egypt, which Egypt doesn't have. I don't know. I think Egypt either needed to lean more into the gravestone aspect, or it needed to pick something to do. Like, I'll use PvZR's front lawn zombies as an example. Just looking at the first half, but each zombie there serves a very distinct purpose that you might not realize at first, but when you're actually like selecting your plants to deal with them, you kind of realize it. But the point you have obviously the basic trio, which serve their individual roles and functions extremely well. And then you have Pole Vaulter, which is the zombie that's there to pressure you. It's the early game pressure zombie. It's there to make sure that you aren't going to be able to get steamrolled if a single zombie breaks through your defenses. It makes walls less reliable, so it's a counter to walls, but it is slowed down significantly by chill, and can also be baited to jump, which costs resources, but it's still a counter. You could argue that makes it a potato mine sink, which is important. Newspaper is your potato mine sink, really. The last thing you want to do in the early game is trigger a newspaper zombie and watch it wreck your sun field. So, either you have to pawn up 225 sun for either a snow pea, a repeater, or a chomper, or you have to use your potato mine on it. And the reason you use a potato mine on newspaper is extremely significant is because there are many other more dangerous zombies that newspaper can act as a sink for and kind of almost act as bait, and it can still be threatening its own right. Billboard zombies are next, and they are there to act as basically a disruption. They are there to swarm your field, reduce visibility, and make things very difficult to maintain full view of the lawn. If you're paying a lot of attention, you can kind of view what's around them or behind them with, really on-point eyesight, but they're there to encourage Pierce, because typically you can just blitz down everything with just straight damage, but if there's a lot of billboard zombies, then your straight damage might not be enough. You might need to actually do some piercing damage. They also are resistant to cherry bombs now and potato mines, which helps mean that you can't just press your get out of jail free button whenever there's a large crowd of zombies. You actually need to be prepared to deal with crowds. Because using a cherry bomb on a billboard zombie might just make things worse for you, because they speed up if they don't have their billboard. So, sometimes you don't want to do that. That leads directly into Trash Can Zombie, which might sound like the most redundant zombie to add here, but it serves two important purposes. The first of which is that it is very deceptively tanky, meaning that in the early game, when you're trying to get down your early game attackers, it makes Trash Can Zombie an actual legitimate threat that you have to be mindful of, because that guy will not go down to a single pea shooter like most of the other specials will. They will not even go down to a pea shooter and a walnut. You need to actively be prepared to counter your Trash Can Zombies, which makes them significant enough to where you actually have to actively deal with them. So again, they can distract from other zombies while also providing a somewhat tanky threat if you aren't ready to deal with them and you don't have any piercing. They again encourage piercing. The most important thing that they do is discourage and chill, because they and Newspaper Zombie before them are both resistant to chill or just straight up immune to it while they have their shields. So it means that you can't just slow everything down quite as easily. It means that you actually have to think about doing things to support your snow peas and not just rely on them to carry you through levels. They can still do a hefty amount of carrying. They're still ridiculously good, but it makes them less effective and means that you have to bring an additional attacker, which is just good behavior. It encourages the use of your stallers being stallers and your attackers being attackers. It helps differentiate the roles, which for a World 1 for World 1 is extremely important because it helps encourage good deck building habits. And then we have All-Star, which is your final threat. They're a big, fast zombie that's very tanky and acts as basically the main threat of the world. They are a damage sink, so if you try to just straight up damage them, they're going to cause you to have a rough time. They're a good wall, so that other zombies, notably zombies like Billboard or Pole Vaulter, can get a lot closer because they'll be hiding behind the All-Star. And lastly, they also kind of encourage you to use Chopper a bit more, which is a plant that you've probably neglected because, well, why would you need Chopper when you can just blitz everything down with damage? All-Star basically reminds you that every single plant has a purpose, and some plants are better against certain zombies than others. Kind of ties in the whole first part of the world, while the cohesive theming of it is more so just about, like, advancing the front line, I would say. Every single zombie there is there to push forward on the battlefield and help the other zombies around them also push forward. It results in a very tanky lineup, but each of those tanks has their own specific weaknesses. So it all ends up kind of working to make an experience where you have to be aware of what each zombie does individually and how to counter them individually, but you can also like lightly ignore them if you don't think that they're a huge threat, or you don't need to counter them specifically if what you have as a strategy already kind of accounts for one of their weaknesses. Because all the zombies here also have multiple weaknesses. They have a lot of weaknesses and alternate ways to take them down, which I think helps make them extremely flexible, because unlike something like Balloon Zombie or Pogo, you can kind of slap a Pole Vaulter on any level, and you might want to actively counter it because it is a threat, but you also don't have to. Which is what the World 1 zombies are really good at, is being flexible. They're very plug and play. Which contributes a lot to the world feeling cohesive yet still easy. It has a clear theme, that being the onslaught of zombies and the bulk that it has. But it doesn't have that theming kind of dominate the world in a way to where the zombies in it only work under that theming. Counter to something like Troglodyte, for example, that doesn't really work outside of ice theming levels, because, well, its entire gimmick is based around ice. So you kind of need the Frost Winds or the Hunter zombies to make full use of Troglodyte. It can work on its own, most zombies can, but they truly shine best when they're synergizing with others, as opposed to stuff like Pole Vaulter, which is a lot more flexible in its usage. It's doubly good because the World 1 zombies are going to be reoccurring in the other worlds. So you got to get used to seeing them a lot, but never underestimating them, because, well, you remember that, you know, that one time you forgot to bring a counter, or forgot to prepare for that Pole Vaulter just vaulted over your wall and started eating your Sunfield, and then you fell behind early, and it took a while to recover. I'd talk about some other PUZR worlds and how their zombies kind of line up, but I think the front lawn probably has debatably my favorite roster of zombies out of any of the planned PUZR worlds, just because it's so cohesive and it just works together so well. I'm very glad I did the front lawn roster first. I think it set a very strong start for the game without revealing too much about how complex the zombies and mechanics can get. Because it's still relatively simple, and you may think that you've mastered everything, but World 2 is going to prove you wrong, like, harshly. World 1 is the tutorial, after all. You know, I cannot say the same for the complexity of the plant roster. I mean, I don't know, the plant roster of the front lawn is very much so more a geared tutorial than it is supposed to be like super interesting to use. But they still have their special quirks that make them interesting to use and make you want to use them. I mean, I got nothing else to talk about. Let's talk about them, I guess. So, pea shooter's biggest strength is that the game is designed around it being good. That is the entire premise of PvZR, is that pea shooter should be viable. You should see a one flag level and be like, maybe I want to bring pea shooter here. Pea shooter's damage is actually nothing to scoff at, especially considering one flag levels. Pea shooter tends to shine very well because there aren't a lot of threats that really mess it up. And it's so cheap that it doesn't really cause a huge issue for getting a lot of them down, like it would for a more expensive plant like snow pea. One of the biggest boons that pea shooter has in this compared to other games, though, I would say, is just the higher density of basics compared to specials really helps pea shooter stand out in terms of being a damage dealer, because since the damage threshold for zombies is so low, damage threshold being the amount of damage needed to kill a zombie, since the damage threshold is so low in shorter levels, pea shooter really just gets to say, yeah, I'd win, and then solo an entire lane for like 3 or 4 waves. And that gives you more than enough time to get in some reinforcements. Even in harder levels, pea shooter can still be pretty viable as an early game attacker. It's definitely not the best early game plant, but it's reliable. And if you pick pea shooter, you know exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get a consistent damage dealer that is able to take out basics and can, with small assistance, take out cone heads. Especially helpful if you start running plants like iceberg lettuce that just help with the early game, but also act as stallers to the late game. Sunflower is the best plant in the game, and that is, of course, by design, because the entire game is balanced around you using sunflower. That's the kind of the point of sunflower. You use sunflower to get sun, and that's really all it needs to do. It's all it's ever needed to do. But in PvZR, you have a ton of additional sun production options, far more than you have in any other PvZ game, and it's not close. It is really not close. Like, the amount of sun producing options already, like, just with the sandbox plants is insane, because you already have sunflowers, sunflower patch, pea flower, twin sunflower, triplet sunflower, you have primal sunflower, gold bloom, little buddy. It's like, there's so many sun producers already. It's kind of crazy to think about, actually, but yeah, no. Sunflowers are that important. But at the same time, they aren't here as your only sun producer. Harder levels expect you to run 2. Yes, they really expect you to run 2. Because sunflower is not going to be producing enough sun for you in the mid-game. Especially not in the late game. The game is not balanced around 2 columns of sunflowers. The game is balanced around 3, which makes things extremely difficult if you're only running 2 columns of sunflowers. You need to either be maximizing your sun production at all times with them, or you need to be running them in addition to another sun producer. My favorite one, probably because it's kind of broken, is Sunflower Patch, but again, there are plenty that work. Am I really out of tuff? I guess that makes sense, yeah. Now, let's head back and repair our pickaxe. But, yeah. Sunflower Share is your early game sun producer, meant to be dug up and replaced. For 2 flag levels, it's fine. For 3 flags, though, I'd recommend bringing a second. Even though Sunflower can work fine enough, I would recommend bringing a second. Chomper is surprisingly good. I guess unsurprisingly good, actually, because I did nerf it before anything. I did nerf it to 200 sun, because I kind of knew that Chomper was going to be good. But I still underestimated how good it was. The thing is a menace. Like, truly, Chomper is, like, sleeper pick for, like, second best plant from the base 9. Really, I'd say that, like, only Snow Pea and Potato Mine, like, Sunflower, Snow Pea, Potato Mine are probably better, but, like, Chomper's good enough to be in conversation. Its ability to instant kill any zombie that is not a Gargantuar or like a special type, basically, is immensely powerful, especially since a lot of the zombies that Chomper wants to eat only come in groups of 1 every couple waves. This means that Chomper gets free real estate. So Chomper kind of just gets to do their own thing, almost. And they get to be really good at it. And since I buffed their chewing speed so much, like, it only takes 2 waves for Chomper to be able to eat again. It's so ridiculously good. Chomper really shouldn't be that good, but I want it to be viable at the very least, so Chomper remains as one of the best plants, just because it's so nice to have, almost. You kind of just want to use Chomper because, well, your main DPS is taking care of everything else, Chomper just takes out the guy in front, and then it's open season. Especially if you're running Pierce. Which means Chomper synergizes pretty well with the front lawn plants, because there's a lot of Pierce. Walnut is fine. They're more of like a temporary wall than a permanent one. Which is a little weird, but with only 4,000 health, Walnut was never going to be in conversation for like an actually tanky wall. They just lack the bulk for that to be a thing. You're going to be constantly replacing your walnuts, especially in longer levels, so they were given a shorter recharge to compensate. After all, a lot of people just straight up would not bring walnut if they felt that, well, it wasn't good at walling. If your wall plant doesn't wall, why does it have wall in the name? So, walnut can wall, and it will. It's just, well, it needs a bit of support. But again, all wall plants do. I will say though, Walnut really doesn't like being healed. You really don't want to run Walnut with a healer. You really want to run like you really want to run a bulkier wall in that case. You don't want to run something like Walnut or Metal Petal or something. Which is perfectly fine and reasonable. Walnut has its niche, and I'm glad it does. Potato mine, potato mine. I tried my best to nerf Potato Mine into the goddamn ground. I did not want that thing to be the end-all be-all of early game. I did not want it to completely outclass early game attackers in every single way, shape, and form. I didn't really succeed, but that isn't really Potato Mine's fault anymore. The problem with Potato Mine on a fundamental game design level is just that it's really just kind of makes it so that all early zombies kind of just fold to it. Like, it's so fundamentally good that there's just no real way to get around it. There's no point to trying to get around it, you just can't, really. I think the biggest issue with Potato Mine is just it fundamentally warps the game in a way that makes other strategy very unviable. And that can be fine, but it's like, I don't know. I would like for my Potato Mine strats, or my Potato Mine early game to not be every early game. But it's exceedingly hard to do so without having a zombie like Seagull around. Which is really Seagull's only significant niche, is that it doesn't get killed by Potato Mine. Which, when you need to have a niche that is not getting countered by a specific plant, that's a sign that that plant warps the game to an insane degree. Partially why I like jetpack so much is because it isn't just a potato mine counter. It also counters other stuff. But, I don't. Maybe that's just me being a bit upset at potato mine. I don't know. I know a lot of people don't consider potato mine particularly broken, especially in PvZ 2, but that's just because the entire game is so fast-paced that it kind of ruins any and all potential for potato mine to be broken. And with any slower pacing, potato mine's always going to be really good, so... Since PvZR's 25-cent meta, it's forced to be a slower pace, which means potato mine is exponentially better. Next up is Snow Pea. Hooray. Really, what more can I say that I haven't already said about it? It's Snow Pea. It's just so friggin' good. It counters fast-moving zombies. It makes slow-moving zombies even slower. Makes zombies eat slower. It does, like, pea shooter damage, which is already pretty decent, but it does so with the slowing effect, so it's, like, even better. Ah. There's no real good way to balance Snow Pea, because even if you do what Allverse did and make it so that its chill duration is like nothing, still gonna be significantly the best early game attacker, like, and it's not gonna be close. Because even just chilling one zombie makes it able to go toe-to-toe with bucket heads and eviscerate cone heads. And the ability for 200 sun cost plant to go toe-to-toe with bucket head is ridiculous. Especially for something that is not melee like Chomper. So... And Chomper is the clear weakness of Hordes. Snow Pea doesn't particularly have a weakness. Because even in Allverse, where it doesn't do particularly great against Hordes, it still slows down zombies enough for it to be significant. I do legitimately think that there's just no way to balance Snow Pea. Whatever you come up with is either going to be, it's so broken that it's just like, it's the go-to early game plant, or it's going to be strictly outclassed by another slowing plant, like Sapfling or something. Which other stallers are also really good, but none of them are quite as absurd as Snow Pea tends to be. So... yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Snow Pea. It's just... don't ever say that, you know, Snow Pea is balanced. Snow Pea is just, it's not. And I don't know how to fix it. Anyway, Bloomerang. It's fine. It has a few very unique quirks to it. For example, front shielded zombies, they can tank its front hit on their shield, but the back hit will hit them. That is intended behavior. That is exactly how it's supposed to work. But, there's that. Like, it's not particularly great against tile hazards, I'd say. It's not great against cone heads without support. Well, it's not great against, like, basic zombies, but what it really excels in is just being a cheap piercer. Which isn't really a useful niche most of the time, but, like, in shorter levels, like 2 flag levels, it's a very, very consistently good piercer. It's very affordable compared to a lot of other ones, and a lot of its unique mechanics help it stand out. It's just, like, specifically only good for 2 flag levels, which can be a little annoying, but I mean, I don't know what I was supposed to do with Bloomerang exactly. Like, I already have a bunch of heavy piercers, and you don't need piercers for the early game because there's nothing to pierce, because only one zombie comes in each lane at a time. So that's just, like, not a thing. So I guess Bloomerang sits as, like, the early to mid-game pierce that's just hangs out most of the time, deals consistent damage. I specifically had to nerf Cherry Bomb twice. So originally Cherry Bomb's recharge was like 35 seconds. That got nerfed, and then it got nerfed a second time because it was still too good. Actually, no. Cherry Bomb's initial recharge was 45 seconds, and then it got nerfed. But it's still pretty good. I think it's lost a lot of its brokenness because of its 200 sunk cost, which actually does fix a lot of problems that Cherry Bomb could cause. Because stalling is particularly powerful in PvZR due to stalling effects stacking. So, for example, if you have like a slow effect from, say, what even applies slow? I don't even know what's in the sandbox that applies slow. What does? Oh, Shadow Vanilla. Like, you have a Shadow Vanilla slowing them and a Snow Pea that will stack, which makes instants a lot better. So to compensate, they've all been made more expensive, basically. Like, every single one. None of them have really been spared. And the reason why is pretty obvious, especially if you know me and know that I don't really like instants. I don't think they're super healthy for the game, nor for the balancing. Because if you're asking your main attackers to compete with instants for which one's going to shred through Gargantuars faster, you're going to run into a lot of problems. But Cherry Bomb being 200 sun cost, just nuke half the board kind of deal, is kind of just the base instant almost. well, that's kind of its role, is that it is the insta that all other instants are balanced around. But I think what makes that a bit more interesting even is that realistically you don't need cherry bomb ever. You don't need instant plants ever is the thing. But if you choose to bring an instant plant, you're sacrificing the slot you could otherwise be using for an attacker or a different kind of like support or a secondary sun booster or something in order to bring basically a panic button. Which many people would find that very that trade-off like kind of bad, but it's historically been a worthwhile trade every time, when you would take every time. So kind of dealing with that is the name of the game here, making it so that instas don't rule the world. I think I'm gonna pull a little not Minecraft here. Yeah, welcome to this thing. I'll do red and rare. That's a bad rare. Bias Cognition is debatably my least favorite card in the entire game. Unfortunately, we got very unlucky. We can do this, though. I would like a self-repair. Or marbles. Marbles would also be good. What is that thing called? The thing that basically when you play an attack, a power, and a skill in the same turn, you clear all debuffs from yourself. That one. The reason I don't like Bias Cognition is that with Defect a lot of the time, you want to be stacking up and becoming a lot stronger. So when you're kind of sacrificing power for immediate gratification, it can get a little bit off, you know. I'm good with Ball Lightning. I like that. Transform a strike into a reboot. I love reboot. I'm gonna go here. Take Golden Idol. I'll just take the damage because who cares? We upgrade Zap every time. And, oh, Sentries is actually kind of bad. We do not do Biased Cognition here. And the reason why is because we're not winning this fight in 4 turns. I can just do this. I need 6 block this turn. I got 6 block. Okay. I need... Boom, Blizzard. War Paint is pretty darn good. And I will take Recursion. If I can upgrade that, that would be fantastic. I need to somehow get out of this situation. Biased cognition. Hit the cultist. Got the 50-50, let's go. And we win. I'm gonna take FTL. Same, each way is the same. Alamori is not helpful in this situation. And I die instantly? Are you kidding me? I picked the wrong path, I guess. I had a lot of card draw options, but I just don't get them. Another reason I like Silent the most is because you just always get good cards off your starting hand, because you basically start with Bag of Prep as your powered. Ooh, aggregate. Go idle. Just take 24 damage. It's fine. No one cares. Take Claw. They're down to 20. They're down to 11. They're dead. Knob is bad. There we go. I'll take Ancient T-Set. I will take Ancient T-Set. All for one would be excellent with this, I think. That's 2 defense. I'm actually fine with that, I think. Okay, I need to not be fine with that. I do my damage on... I think I use the Claw here, not the Zap. Because scaling the Claw is better since I have 2 of them. Okay. Yeah, we want to keep the orb around. And we're dead. I guess it makes sense, though. We're not prepped to deal with Lagavulin, especially not with that relic. Ancient T-Set is really bad with Defect unless you are running a really expensive power. I really need to be running an expensive card for it. Take white noise because it is a free power. And that power can change the game. We take self-repair because... And we go this way for the chance to being able to one-shot Lagavulin. There we go. Juzu Bracelet is so good. I'm gonna take second self-repair. So why not? Transform. I'm gonna transform and defend actually, because no, we'll transform strike. Rebound. Okay, interesting. Well, if we rebound into the Zap, we can now play the Zap twice, which is nice. I'll take the Lantern. Lantern's much better than the other thing. What's it called? Ancient Tea Set. Okay, they're down to 15, which is pretty good. Got him. Okay, we'll take none from that. We take a lot from this, though. Unfortunately, our powers are not great for scaling. I'd really like getting some focus, but... Another bad thing is that with a lot of enemies, your lightning orbs are very inconsistent. At least we have 14 repair here. Question card is actually decent. I do want the innate on the storm. I'm gonna hold off on the dual cast because I want all three orbs for now. That's 20 defense. $25. Okay, so rebound, zap, hold snap, dual cast. Boom. Birdface Urn is so good. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, boot sequence is just free block. I'll take that. It's 12 damage, it's 9 damage. This becomes free, which I like, but I think I'm gonna upgrade the self-repair. After this boss, we'll check back in with Minecraft. It's fine. Got him. Okay, now we just focus on defense. I'd like some focus. Okay. I'm not doing terrible. It's just, could be doing better. Okay, take 3. Okay. Rebound, zap, we win. Professional strike defense, empty cage. I think I would rather empty cage here, because I like having the defense. I think getting rid of the strikes, that was the play. Yeah, I think we go here. Hello, MA. Look at that. We're back at full health, and I will take a cool-headed plus for card draw. There we go. Yeah, I'm doing all right, MA. Yeah. I mean, I do play Silent a lot. I do like doing the poison decks, but, there's a reason I am playing Defect right now. Which is because I've not beaten the final boss with this character. At least not on, this high of a difficulty. Abacus is pretty good. Yes, they would. Okay, I need to start dealing significant damage here. Did I... Okay, I need to not use biased cog... I have an artifact, don't I? I can use the artifact when I use biased cognition. And now I just get 4 free focus. So we use Zap, Dual Cast, Chill, and Charge Battery. There we go. I need to focus down that Centurion hard. Hey, Wild Robot! I'm glad you enjoyed it. Dude, stop hitting the guy on the right. It does nothing. Stop hitting the... My lightning orbs are not listening. Bro, they literally killed the other one. I can't believe it. I'm getting trolled by my own team. Yeah. I mean, if you could, it would be like blatantly overpowered. So I know why you can't. And I'm going to blow you up, and there we go. Now I need to kill the Taskmaster before he gets out of control. The guy on the left really is not a problem. Yeah, I need to kill the Taskmaster as soon as possible. Luckily, these guys don't heal, so my damage actually matters. Okay, if 3 of them hit the one on the right, we're good. And 3 of them hit the one on the left. I'm getting trolled by my own team. Tetris? Yeah, I like Tetris. I used to play it on my DS a lot, actually. do this. Yeah. Mistress, maybe. I think I might have heard of that. Goodbye, Echo Form. Got we're doing okay. We're not doing great, but we're doing okay. Oh, I need to be getting the things. I didn't even remember to do that. It's my bad. Okay. This is what we call a dicey situation. I think I'm dead. Okay. New plan. Since the orbs love to target the guy on the left, we're hitting the guy on the left. It still was nowhere near enough. I think we just lose at this encounter. There's nothing we can do here. Really kind of sucks, but that's one of the worst encounters in the game for us. Anyway, back to Minecraft. one thing I hate about geodes is that it's so inconvenient to reach everything. It's just so inconvenient. Please. And there we go. Give me that. Right. The elevator's too powerful. Yeah. Oh yeah, MA. We get to work on your cathedral this Friday. Have you given any thought to like what kind of pattern you want for the glass or anything? Or do you just want to take it as it comes, you know? Don't want orange, pink, or yellow? Understandable, understandable. Very bright colors. Don't really mesh well with the whole gothic vibe you got going on. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to figure it out now, or even before we get there. I mean, I am open to helping you experiment, so... Yeah. I do think blue is one of the best looking ones. Purple is also really... purple is just one of my favorite colors, so... I'm always a big fan of purple, but I do think the blues look particularly good in like the stained glass. There's a lot of different blues to choose from too, so... The standard yellow ones. Yeah, I can help you get those since you have to go to the Nether for those. And the Nether is not exactly a fun place to go, so... Yeah. Because you need soul sand for those, and you get that from the Nether. It's a lot of iron. Yeah. My biggest problem with the Nether is just that it's very annoying to traverse. Yeah. This song definitely went for a very dark vibe. Very much a struggle kind of vibe. I like it. I do need to put some of this stuff away. Actually, no, those go in my main inventory. Here we go. 64 are supposed to be in there. Okay, dirt, cobble. The sea lanterns are... They can just go here. I can also put the dirt and the cobble in here, why not? And that. These go... Where's these go? No, that's right. These go here. That's right. That's right. Trying to organize everything. There we go. Organized inventory. Ow. Then purple, then blue, then green in the center. That could look good. I do not know how much space you have to work with is the thing. Because you can do a lot with a little space, but also space can be a limiting factor depending. I don't really use a lot of what is that, stained glass in my builds. I mostly just use it as like an accent or for like beacon colors or something like that. But yeah. Oh wait, I can just go back, I think. Yeah. Alright, let's fly. I guess I have these emeralds in my inventory now, but it's fine. It's not like they take up a lot of space, and I can always turn them into emerald blocks if I need the extra. Yeah. I do think the green in the center would probably look really good. Have a blue soul lantern for the inside. You can have a lot of blue soul lanterns, honestly. Just be careful when you break them, because you will not get the lantern back, but I can help with that if you ever need to move them. I can get you a tool that can help you break them, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, we're here, back at the Coliseum. Hello, Amethyst. Give it to me. Tinted glass. Tinted glass. And we'll just convert the rest of it. Okay. Three soul lanterns and all. I can just give you, like, as many as you need. They're not super difficult to get. The most annoying thing would be the iron, but we have an iron farm now, so it shouldn't be that bad. Yeah. No problem. No problem. Blanked for a moment there and forgot which one had a silk touch. This one sounds a bit distorted. Yeah. That's part of the yeah, that was because this one is technically a cover. Well, kind of, sort of. Not really a long story, but it's a bit of a story. Basically, the summary is that my brother made a song and I made a cover of it because, well, honestly, because I felt like it. Yeah. I really like the bass of this one. I actually don't know how loud the songs are on stream, but I have a negative 12 decibels, by the way. This one's an old one. Always makes me feel weird when we get like a string of new songs that I really like, and then we get to an old one. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, you can put a soul lantern hanging from an amethyst block. You can do that. You can have soul lanterns hang from any solid block. Are you kidding me? Bruh. Bruh, I'm so close. Why would they do this to me? Why would they do this to me? Well, we gotta go back and get more amethysts. Gonna need a refill on rockets soon. you go. Alright. We probably have time for like one more Slightly Spire run. But this should be the last of the amethyst that we need. It's always annoying when you can't get the 3 elites on floor 1. Okay. We're gonna do that once. We need to win on this turn. Got him. Took a lot of damage, but we should be able to survive. We want to kill the fungi beast first, I think. I'd like to get upgraded recursion so I don't have to deal with the RNG. I could have just won there, actually. I would like to get Frost, I think. And I'm going to rest because I don't trust myself. We take 7 here, unfortunately. And we should win this turn. Boom. Let's rest again because I'm still terrified. Oh, Lagavulin is actually fine. Yeah, we wait for this next turn, and then we absolutely do whatever we can. Okay. Okay. We take 11, but that's fine. We literally do not need our stuff here. Okay. Yeah, okay, we're up 22. Boom. Ink bottle is fantastic. honestly, I think we're good. We need to focus on upgrading now. We upgrade Echo Form because we actually like Echo Form. Okay. We're live. We want another frost. Because we need as much block as possible, basically, in order to survive. Is that enough? I actually don't know. It is. It is. Okay, are you kidding me? Okay, we need to up the focus then. We need to up the focus. Okay. Night, MA. Thanks for sticking around. I am blitzing down that acid slime right now. Okay. Oh, thank goodness, dude. Yes, I will remove 2 cards from my deck. Thank you, Strikes. Get out, please. Just... out. I will take Streamline. Get rid of another block because don't need it. I need to heal next time I come up. Are you kidding me, dude? Just die, please. Okay. Okay. Goodbye. That actually went surprisingly well. Okay. I'll take Smoke Bomb. Tungsten Rod is so fantastic here. I just Smoke Bomb out. Okay, here's where things get bad. Yeah, nothing I could do there. It's what we call unlucky. I just got the best rare in the game. Okay. Well, second best rare in the game anyway. But it's pretty darn good. I'm just gonna not use creative AI because it's giving me garbage powers. Well, I guess I can use it, but like just not use its powers, I guess. Yeah, it's annoying. Cultist is one of the most annoying encounters in the game, I would say. I'm gonna hope I get a, what's it called? The self-repair. But I don't, because why would I? Take a strength potion and leave. Just investing, it's fine. Got him. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do here. This might be the worst possible encounter I can get. These encounters are awful, though. Dude, stop. I'm dead. I lose. Very cool, because I get unlucky with my encounters. Thank you very much, game. I hate you. You wonder why I don't play Defect that much, is because it's an RNG nightmare half the time, because the game hates you. Thanks for Meteor Strike, one of the most garbage, worthless cards in the game. Very cool. We go this way so we can get Zap, so we can consistently draw it. Get out. We're taking the key over the potion belt. You kidding me? Not worth. Oh, goodness. I was hoping for Lagavulin. And not getting Zap killed me. Thanks, game. I hate you. Bro. I just wanna live. I wanna have fun with this game, please. Not upgrading Zap is just a bad idea, you know? Okay. Regen on them is kinda bad. We want to keep focusing on the one on the right. God dang it, dude. Hit the one on the right when I need you to. Thank you. Thank you very much for cooperating. Okay. Just need an attack. Got it. Okay, now the orbs counteract the healing every time. That's pretty good. Okay. Or 6 health. We just need 1 good attack. There we go. There we go. Oddly smooth stone. Fantastic. I will take it. Please don't be 11. Okay. And I die. Nothing I can do there. Amamori is a bad row. But whatever. I kind of just got screwed over by there being 3 elites in a row. But oh well. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Bara is not great with defect, but I think this way is better. The orbs are going to be doing a lot of the lifting here, so might as well. Okay. Should be okay. Why do I feel like this is even worse than last time? Whatever. Next time, we finish the amethyst, and that's that. Until then, Cattail, signing off.